Okay, welcome back to Real Riders Ride. I'm here with my man Chubby from Abate. You are the executive director, correct?
Correct.
Okay. He's going to tell you about some good motorcycling safety and rides coming up here in the Milwaukee area.
We have a lot going on. Most people don't associate Abate with safety. As I've talked about, you know, we're closely related to repealing our helmet law, and people think we're the anti-helmet guy, but I tell you what, we are heavily involved in safety.
Sure.
I think we have a great stake as motorcyclists, as riders.
Sure.
We all have a stake in our own safety. And coming up real quick is going to be May, Motorcycle Awareness Month throughout the nation.
Right.
And this is when we kind of spotlight what we're going to do for safety. So some of the stuff we have going and how I got involved with you really was last year in Milwaukee was a horrible year for fatalities in motorcyclists. I saw it. I started seeing things on the news. I thought it was incredible when Ms. Feisty, the Venencia Dawson, when she went down, her family got together and they wanted to do something. They said enough is enough. There was a lot of people that were affected in a lot of different clubs.
Sure.
You know, civilians, everybody.
Her club, actually, with her loss, there were 2 other losses.
I mean, that's incredible in 1 year.
Yep.
I mean, we normally don't see more than somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 fatalities in the state a year, which, you know, I hate to, no fatalities are acceptable. Right. But you have to imagine we have, you know, almost 400,000 motorcyclists in the state. Yeah. Or registered motorcycles is somewhere in the 340,000 range. M endorsements are somewhere in the 430,000 range. Right. So there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of, you
know, there's a lot of people out there. Urban areas, of course, are going to be more affected, but it was something else when it got hit. And when I saw what they did is they got a city ordinance to proclaim. At the time, it was June because it was a time of Venencia's death as Motorcycle Awareness Week. They have since moved it to early May because that's when Motorcycle Awareness Month is going to start.
To get the wheels thinking about, hey, these bikes are out there, people are out there, so you got to watch out.
But I do know they put it out there and they got a lot of signatures. I'm not sure the exact number. Maybe you do.
Well, I don't know.
Thousands. I know it was thousands.
Yeah.
And they got something done. Yeah. So that really piqued my interest. For years with Abate, I've been trying to reach out to media outlets with not a lot of success. They like the blood and the gore. They want to hear about something. They want to scream helmets when we go down. Right. But myself and my organization, the biggest thing has been crash prevention. Okay. You can talk about how to keep me safe when I crash all I want. I don't want to crash. Right. I don't want to see that. And I'm sure nobody does. Right. So I got in touch with the Dawson family, and we had a meeting probably late last November, and we started talking about what we could do this upcoming year for awareness. We decided to get some people together. We've since formed a committee, but we're doing a Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Week in Milwaukee. It's starting off here May 3rd.
May 3rd.
It's going to start off.
May 3rd is the kickoff.
It's going to be a kickoff. I'm not sure the location, but the website is motorcyclesafetyawareness.com. All spelled together in one thing.
Right, one thing.
And they'll have more information on that. But there's going to be a kickoff party, events going on all during the week that are going to have more of the safety geared aspect for motorcyclists.
Right, promoting the safety and the actual awareness part of motorists being aware that you're out there. I'll also have a link in the description for the YouTube so that you can go right to the website and get that information for you.
Awesome. It's going to culminate with a ride, though, and this is where I think things get really important in my mind. I mean, every rider is important. Venencia was important. There's nobody that's not important in this case. I think what is really important, though, and it shines above all, is a unity of all these riders coming together. Mm-hmm. All the people I've been working with. I, by no means, was the hardest working person on this committee. Sure. Everybody from the Dawson family, who most of them aren't riders. Right. The people that are involved with me aren't riders. Tracy Dent, who's a community activist, and he's thinking about being a rider now, though. I think.
I think he's kind of got that itch of being around it. It takes over you, you know. Sure. And I'll give you an interesting tidbit about the Dawson family and riders. Venencia's uncle ride. He's a Harley rider. Her dad rode. Her dad is the reason why I ride. Okay. So we're all intertwined, and I think because of that, you know, she wanted to ride too. So we're all connected that way. That's why I say you always get somebody that introduce you to this thing. Yep. Right?
You betcha. So So working together with them, this ride is going to be more of a unity ride. It's a memorial awareness ride. We're going to take off from Silver Spring Road. I don't have the exact address in my head, but it's about 83rd in Silver Spring. There's a large Unity Church, I believe it's called.
Unity Church there, yeah.
We're going to get together there. There's going to be a little bit of a bike blessing for anybody that wants to partake in a bike blessing. And we're going to take off in groups of 100 and make it to the state capitol. There's going to be some speakers there. Along the way to the state capitol, there is going to be a break. We haven't decided where that's going to be. I mean, we're filming this here in late March, so we don't quite have it decided.
Details are still coming in.
It's a constant work in progress. Just being the first one, I think it's going to be the toughest. I hope to do this in the future. I hope that everybody that's working with me is willing to do it in the future too. But what we're trying to do is make a statement to the public. I mean, if it's bikers watching this, you all know. Every biker knows to watch out for a motorcyclist. I hope they do. I would think that every biker knows to put down their phone while they're driving. Every biker is more conscious of that because they know what can happen. It's really the general public that I want to make aware. We're out there. You know, in Wisconsin, in many states, you still have right-of-way violation accidents, you still have crashes, but bikers are on the road all the time. You go down to Georgia, anything below the Mason-Dixon line, you know, it's warm enough to ride all year, right?
Ride all year, yeah.
And you go out west, you can ride all year. Well, in Wisconsin, we spend 3 months without seeing anybody on the road. So really, although we start getting out there in April, April doesn't, I guess it doesn't come off the lips as well as May is Motorcycle Awareness Month. But that's really when everybody, even the ones without windshields, come out. It's warm enough in May, right?
Sure. Oh yeah.
So this ride is hopefully going to bring enough media attention and an awareness to the general public to really make an impact on motorcycling in Wisconsin this year. That's what we're hoping for. I'm firmly expecting to have at least 1,000 riders on this ride. It's going to be no cost. That's a big thing.
No cost ride.
Yep, so, we're getting a lot of sponsors, and hopefully, you know, sometime in the future we can get some of those sponsors together on your show too.
Oh yeah.
But a lot of people have a stake in this, and I'm glad to see everybody coming together. Abate is very proud to be part of this committee and working together with everybody.
Gotcha. Well, for the folks that are out there, bikers, non-bikers, you can always tune in on Real Riders Ride's Facebook page, because we'll have constant updates as we get the information in. We're going to post it so you're always up to date as to what's going on with our ear on the ground, with the ride, and with some of the other events that's going around with Motorcycle Safety Week and around not only here, but just around the state in general. So we're going to try to keep it constantly going so that you got the latest information about everything.
And then I look forward to seeing more of it in the future. Hopefully you get the opportunity to join us. It doesn't matter what you ride, what part of life you come from. As we said, this is all about bikers getting the word out about awareness to general public. I did want to mention a couple things. The sign you see behind me here, this is new actually for our organization. We had a different one in the last few years. We've been putting these out for about the last 6 years. There's somewhere in the tune of 40,000 of them out throughout the state. It's a yard sign. It's very much like the size of a political sign. It sticks in the ground with a stake. But as we put that out there, as you're riding by, first off, if you got that in front of your house, I know your house is somewhere I could stop at. You're a biker.
It happened, yeah.
But people notice it. You know, it's saying look for motorcycles. It's something that's, you know, I gotta look. Look, my neighbor is a biker. I should look. I think of my neighbor. Now they associate it with something. The other thing I have in front, I guess you can't see it there. This is a vest that I put together, and I actually did it for political reasons. When we were lobbying to increase right-of-way violation enhancements, this is something I got together. I asked for rip patches. As many of you know, memorial patches are real common when a biker dies. The biggest trouble I had is, you know, once they die, if it's been any amount of time, you don't make extra patches. Everybody gets theirs, right?
That's it.
But every one of these, somebody sent to me, and they normally sent a note or a story about what that person meant to them and how they died. All these are right-of-way violations. All the ones I can see are right-of-way violations, and the majority of them are from this state, although there's a couple from Illinois on here. And this I took in front of legislators to show them this is what happens. We all have a couple of patches on our vests. I'm sure you do. But I would just as soon not have one of these on. I'd rather my friend die of natural causes or go down some other way. But
just old age, you couldn't ride no more, right?
But it's the right-of-way violations where somebody pulled out in front of them, and none of us are immune to it. This vest in particular came from a friend of mine that I had ridden thousands of miles elbow to elbow with. It shocked me when he went down. I can still hear him in my mind saying, "I'm a rider." he didn't get on a bike and ride on a weekend. He lived on a bike. When he lived in Florida, it was 24/7. And as you can see from the size of this vest, he was a big dude. And he was a rider, so I still got a lot of room on the front of this. I'd be glad to take memorial patches. It still makes an impact to legislators, and it hopefully makes an impact to you, because this is what we don't want. I don't want to see the vest full of memorial patches. I'd rather see a vest full of something about freedom and what we really are about. But until that time, when we can really slow down right-of-way violations, this is going to be out there making everybody aware that we do
hammer the message home, right?
Absolutely.
The only way you can do it is show them right in the flesh what's going on.
In the flesh. So I believe I'm going to wear that on our awareness ride on May 10th.
Okay.
I hope everyone can join us, and they look for further information on your Facebook page and on the website MotorCycleSafetyAwareness.com.
And it'll be up to date and running. And Real Riders Ride, the Facebook page, will have the latest information up and running, so therefore you'll have all the information. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.